So the next topic we'll discuss is non-directional overcurrent relays. Non-directional overcurrent relays. So here, the overcurrent relays, the actuating quantity, the quantity based on which they operate is the secondary CT. That means CT, the secondary of the CT is connected to the non-directional overcurrent relay, and depending upon that signal, it will decide whether to trip or not. Understand? So here you can see in the first image, it is the this type of construction is called attracted armature. Attracted armature construction. So here the secondary CT current will pass, it will enter through the current coil and it will return. So input from the secondary of CT. Okay. So this current will flow through the coil. Of course, if this current exceeds C, there are two forces acting on this one. This is a fixed contact. You can see this one is a fixed contact. Fixed contact. And this is a moving contact. This is a moving contact. So what happens? The current flowing through this current coil, it creates a magnetic field which tries to attract that moving contact. But this spring, the restraining spring, it is trying to pull this moving contact away. This magnetic force of attraction is trying to pull this contact towards the fixed contact. Okay, so it is a fight between two forces. The opposing force is called restraining force, and this force is called operating force. So operating force is generated by secondary CT current, and restraining force is provided by the spring. So when the current through CT exceeds some threshold value, some pickup value, we'll discuss what is pickup value next. Once it exceeds pickup value, what will happen? Then the force of attraction dominates, the magnetic force of attraction dominates the restraining force of the spring. In that case, the both contacts, the fixed and moving contacts get connected, and once they connected, then what will happen? This NO, that means NO means open contact, will become NC, normally closed. NO means normally open contact will become C, closed contact, and these two are sent to what? These two contacts are connected to trip circuit. They are sent to trip circuit. Okay, so one contact will be there which will become from NO to NC, normally closed. So it will trip the circuit breaker for which it is function. Understand? This is in terms of force. This is one more construction which is a shaded pole structure. Here it is the secondary from CT. Actuating quantity is CT secondary. It is connected to CT secondary of CT. So this will produce a force, and here there will be the contact will be, moving contact will be there. Somewhere here fixed contact is there. Okay. So when this disc rotates in this direction, the moving contact gets in contact with the fixed contact, and these again are given to the trip circuit. Here it is based on the torque, because to rotate the disc we require torque. Here to move the armature you require force. Understand? So different mechanisms nowadays, all these are outdated. Everything is numeric relay, in which what happens, we already have a programs written inside this. So that program will tell you once this current exceeds some, say 20 amperes, I say set a value. If the current exceeds 20 ampere, immediately it will give a pulse. That pulse will go on to initiate the trip command and breaker will trip. So these are all outdated structures. The physical structures for overcurrent or earth fault all are outdated. You simply feed 3 voltages and 3 currents to a numeric relay, it will do all protections. It will do all protections based on the DSP processor, digital signal processors or microprocessors. It will generate the pulse signals and give the trip command. So all this just to explain the concept I am using. So this is attracted armature structure. This is the rotating disc type structure, rotating or shaded pole structure. They will call it as shaded pole structure. Okay. Now, either force or torque. There are two things. One is operating force or operating torque that is generated by CT secondary current. The other one is restraining force or torque generated by either spring or spindle, whatever may be, by spring. So this restraining force is constant, the opposing force is constant. Understand? So this operating force is proportional to the current. How it is proportional, I am directly telling you today. This operating force or torque is directly proportional to square of I square, where I is CT secondary current. CT secondary current. Okay. So if you keep the proportionality constant, what you are going to get? So this operating force or torque is equals to some constant K1 into I square. Some constant K1 into I square. Okay. Now this restraining force or torque, I am calling it as a constant K4. It is Newton in case of a force or Newton meter in case of a torque, which is constant K4. So net force or torque acting on the plunger or disc is given by, what is the operating force? K1 I square minus restraining force is K4. Is K4. Okay. At the threshold, at the border, at the threshold condition, that means when both forces are equal and opposite, what you are going to get? K1 I square minus K4 is equals to 0. When both forces or torques are equal, then you are going to get this value. So from this value, what you are going to get, the particular current where this operating and restraining forces or torques are equal is called pickup current. So then in this case, what becomes? K1 IP square is equals to K4, and IP pickup current is given by K4 by K1 under root, which is a constant value, which is a design value for a particular relay. So pickup current is given by some pickup current is a constant value. So when relay will operate, overcurrent relay or any relay for that matter, relay operates if current through the relay, let us call the secondary CT current is what? I told I. Secondary CT current is I. When I is greater than IP, When the secondary CT current exceeds the pickup value, relay will operate. Relay will not operate. Relay will not operate if I is less than or equal to, even at equal point, both forces are equal and opposite. So the plunger or disc will not move. Any current just above pickup value, it will move. So for currents, for secondary CT currents less than or equal to IP, relay will not operate. It only operates when I is greater than IP. I is greater than IP. Understand? So for every overcurrent relay, there is a pickup value above which the relay will operate. At or below that value, the relay will not operate. Understand? So in overcurrent relay, the operating force or torque is directly proportional to I square, directly proportional to I square. Understand? So pickup value of the relay is defined as the current for which the relay initiates its operation. Just it initiates the operation. Okay, the current for which the relay initiates its operation is called pickup current of the relay. Pickup current of the relay. Okay. Pickup value is the value at which the relay is just starts operating. So relay will operate. Relay operates if I is greater than IP. Very important point, above pickup value. Okay. This pickup value I am going to tell you. First important point is CT primary has only one turn. The primary of a CT has only one turn. Secondary of CT has many turns. Secondary of CT has many turns. Many turns. Let us call those turns as N. The number of turns in the CT secondary as N. So here the operating torque or operating force is directly proportional to I square. Since I is directly proportional to flux, is directly proportional to flux square. Since flux is directly proportional to number of turns, is directly proportional to N square. N square. Understand? So this operating torque or operating force is equals to some constant into, say, let us call here K into N square. So what you have to remember is that the pickup value, the pickup current IP, the pickup current IP is inversely proportional to square root of N. The pickup current is inversely proportional to the square root of N. Understand? So this, because the point is, if secondary has more turns, that is more N value, then pickup current is less. Then pickup current is less. If secondary has less turns, then pickup current is more. Okay, so by changing the number of turns in the secondary, you can adjust the pickup value of the pickup current of the relay. By changing number of turns in CT secondary, we can change pickup current of overcurrent relay. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. Understand? One is pickup current is inversely proportional to square root of CT secondary turns on these points. So by adjusting the CT secondary turns, we can change the pickup value. Okay. Reset value. One is pickup value, the other one is reset value. So it is the current below which the relay enters into non-operation. Understand? That means suppose relay has picked up, the fixed and moving contact has joined. So this is the fixed contact and suppose this is the moving contact. So relay has picked up and both are in connection right now. After pickup, both will make contact. Now this is the current flowing through that one, which is greater than I is greater than IP. In this case, they will make the contact. Now, what is the reset value? Then suppose this current suddenly decreased. If this current reduces, even if it comes back to IP, this contact will not break. Okay, the current flowing through this fixed and moving contact should be less than a minimum value that is called reset current. So if the current reduces and comes to the reset value, then they start separating. So the current at which fixed and moving contact starts separating is called reset current. Okay, so one is the pickup current, the other is a reset current. So ideally, what should be the ratio? Ideally, the ratio of reset current to pickup current should be how much? 1. Ideally, but practically this is not possible because the system will have inertia. Suppose it makes a contact, then to break that contact, the current should fall below the pickup value. Certainly below the pickup value. So practically this value will be in the range of 0.92 to 0.98. If it is a very good design. Always the reset current is less than the pickup current. Reset current is less than the pickup current. So you can take the analogy from if you remember your thyristor, power electronic thyristor. So the current at which the thyristor starts conducting is called which current? What do you call that current? Latching current. The current at which the thyristor starts conducting is a latching current. So for a conducting thyristors to again switch off, again to turn off, the current should be less than some current called holding current. So are they both same? Ideally, the both should be same. Above certain value, it should conduct, and below certain value, it should not conduct. But however, because the holes and electrons, once they change the position again to get back to their original position, the current should fall below certain value. So always you remember your latching current is greater than holding current. Why? Because everything because of the inertia of the device. So likewise, reset current is less than pickup current. Understand? Reset current is less than pickup current. So these are few points which I want to tell you. So the next point is current setting of the relay. Current setting of the relay is expressed as percentage ratio of relay pickup current to the rated CT secondary current. relay pickup current to the rated secondary CT current. So current setting is given by, it's a percentage value, pickup current divided by rated CT secondary current into 100%. Understand? Say for example, if I draw this one, suppose this is a conductor and this is the secondary that is connected to a relay. So let us assume this example. This is overcurrent relay, let us say. So the CT ratio here is 4, not every time 400, will make it easy. 500 bar 5 ampere CT you are connected. Okay. Now, this you have kept the pickup value for this one is, IP pickup value of this relay is say 7.5%. 7.5 ampere. That means this relay overcurrent will operate if current is greater than, current through the relay is greater than 7.5 ampere. Okay. Now, what is the current setting of this relay? Current setting will become how much? What is the pickup current? 7.5 ampere. What is the rated secondary CT current? What is the secondary rated current? 5 ampere. So this into 100. So this will become how much? 150%.
150%.
So your current setting is 150%. Understand? So for every relay, there is a provision to change the current setting. That means just like your all-out slider, there will be one sliding mechanism. So here you have different, this one. So I'll tell you, here 50% will be written, 100%, 150%, 200%, 250% for example, just we are making a bit range. So either slider will be there. That means a dot-like structure will be there. So which you can change to either 100, 200, 250 depending upon your requirement. This is called PSB, plug setting bridge, or current setting bridge. This is called plug setting bridge or current setting bridge, where you can change the current setting depending upon your requirement. Sir, why such provision is provided? Because suppose now you are thinking your overcurrent is 7.5 ampere. That means primary, how much current should flow? If primary is carrying 750 ampere, sorry, it's not 750, 100, no? Yeah. So if primary is carrying 750 ampere, then your secondary will carry how much current? Secondary will carry how much current? 7.5 ampere. So above this value, that means you are setting the protection at 750 ampere. If my main current exceeds 750 ampere, my overcurrent relay should trip. That is your setting. Okay. So tomorrow what happens? For the same industry, one more 50 ampere load you have connected. Some additional motor you have connected whose rating is 50. Now again you want to change your, then what is your normal current? Normal current is increased by 50 ampere. So if normal current is say 800 ampere, then your relay will trip continuously. If your setting is same, your relay will continuously trip. Now you have to increase the setting from 150 to 200. 150 to 200. Suppose one big motor is there that failed. So tomorrow one big motor has failed. So now the full load current has come down to 500 ampere. Now your full load current is around 450 or 500. So you want your system to be protected. Any current above 500 ampere is a dangerous current. That means overload current. So now you have to decrease the setting to 100%. Decrease the setting to 100%. So every time, whenever there is a load changes in the industry, you need not buy new relay. You simply have to adjust the current setting of the same relay. With that, you can increase the protection setting or you can decrease the protection setting as per your requirement. So such a provision is provided by this current setting of the relay. So current setting of the relay is given by pickup current divided by rated secondary CT current into 100%. Understand? So for overcurrent relay, usually the range is from 50 to 200%. But in the steps of 25%, that means 50, 75, 100, 125 like that. 50, 75%, 100%, 125, 150 and 200. But for earth fault protection relay, because the earth fault currents are very low, the range is from 10% to 7%. 10% to 70% in steps of 10%. Understand? So this is about the current setting of the relay. Try to solve this problem. The overcurrent relay has a current setting of 125%, is connected to a supplied circuit through a current transformer of ratio. What is the pickup value? What is the pickup value? Very simple question. Tell me. Option is not there. I think 6.25 is the right option. Option A, you take it as 6.25 ampere. So he's asking what is the pickup value? What is the formula for pickup value? Pickup value is equals to...
Sir, answer 125 by 100 into 5, sir.
1.25 into 5, 6.25.
Current setting into rated CT secondary current divided by 100. Here the current setting is how much? 125 percentage. 125 into rated CT secondary current is 5 divided by 100. So this value will become 6.25 is your pickup current. 6.25 ampere is your pickup current. I have not done anything new. So pickup current is equals to current setting into rated CT secondary current of CT divided by 100. Okay. Now tell me for this one. A overcurrent relay has a setting of 12.5%. What is the pickup value?
.625, sir.
A. It is a A. So if someone asks the question, what can be this type of relay? Since its current setting is below 50, it should be earth fault relay. It is a earth fault relay. Because for earth fault relay, we'll be having very low settings. And here it is more than 100% means it is a overcurrent relay. Overcurrent relay. Okay. So this relay offers overcurrent protection. This relay offers earth fault protection. That's why I have taken these two examples. Okay. Next is called plug setting multiplier. Plug setting multiplier. The other name is PSM. Short name is PSM. Plug setting multiplier. So plug setting multiplier of a relay is referred as a ratio of fault current in the relay to the pickup current. The fault current flowing through the relay to the pickup value, to the pickup current of the relay. Understand? So fault current in the relay coil divided by pickup current, how you can write rated CT secondary current divided by current setting. Understand? So PSM is the rated fault current flowing in the relay divided by the pickup current. Just to give you an example, let us take this is a line and here a CT is connected and this secondary is connected to a relay. R is the relay. Okay. Here there is a fault where the fault current is say 2000 ampere. Okay. Now the CT ratio is 500/5 ampere and relay pickup current is 7.5 ampere. relay current, pickup current is 7.5 ampere. So this is the line where fault occurs. If somebody asks you what is plug setting multiplier for this one. So first what you have to calculate, what is the current flowing through the relay? What is the current flowing through the relay? For 500 ampere, 5 ampere will flow. Now the current flowing through this is CT is 2000 ampere. For 2000 ampere, what is the relay current? Relay current is
20 amps.
20 amps.
20 ampere. Okay, so my PSM is the ratio of fault current through relay coil, that is 20 ampere, and what is the pickup current? 7.5. This is your PSM value. This is your PSM value. To make our life easy, let us take our pickup current as 5 ampere. Just to make calculation easy. So your PSM value will be 4. PSM value will be 4. Understand? Yes, gentlemen. So try to tell me if I give some other this values. So now here my fault current is 2500 ampere and my current setting is say 125%. What will be the value of PSM? So I want my plug setting multiplier PSM value. Tell me, anyone?
Ten.
4, sir.
How much?
4.
4. See, what is the fault current flowing through the relay? For 2500 ampere, this current will be 25 ampere. So 25 ampere is the fault current flowing through the relay. This divided by what is the pickup current? Pickup current is given by current setting into rated secondary CT current. So this is 125% of 5. So its value will become 6.25. So 6.25 means 25 divided by 6.4. Your plug setting value is, plug setting multiplier value, PSM value is 4. PSM value is 4. Understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one more important point which I want to tell you. Relay operates when if I is greater than IP. That is the relay current flowing through the CT or relay, it's the same, is greater than IP. The same thing we can convert if PSM is greater than 1. So when PSM will be equal to 1? When fault current through the relay coil and pickup current both are same. When both are same, then your PSM value is 1. So that means your fault current through the relay coil is equal to pickup value. Will relay trip? No, it should be greater than pickup value. So relay operates only if PSM is greater than 1. Relay will not operate. Relay will not operate. Relay will not operate if PSM is less than 1. Very important point. Less than or equal to 1. Okay. So this is about the plug setting multiplier. The last overcurrent relay parameter is time multiplier setting. Time multiplier setting. Okay. So we can even adjust the operating time. Operating time. Because operating time mainly depends upon what? the distance between the moving contact and the fixed contact. The distance between the moving contact and fixed contact. So it depends upon this one and how fast the moving contacts are moving towards the fixed contact. Okay. So if you don't worry about this one, in practice, there will be a dial-like structure or bar-like structure where you have starting from 0 to say 1, 0 to 1, 0 0.05, 0 0.1, 0 0.2 like this, one dial will be there. So this dial you can adjust to any value. You can adjust to any value. So this particular value is called TMS dial. TMS dial. Okay. So the operating time you can increase or decrease. The operating time you can increase or decrease by changing the TMS setting, time multiplier setting. Okay. TMS is usually defined as actual operating time of relay divided by operating time obtained from curve. Operating time obtained from curve. So actual operating time of the relay is given by operating time obtained from curve. What is that curve? It is the curve between PSM versus time. So the operating curve is PSM versus time, which we'll discuss in the next slide. So TMS setting is obtained by actual operating time of the relay divided by operating time obtained from the characteristic curve of the overcurrent relay. So actual operating time in this case will become how much? Actual operating time is equals to TMS setting multiplied by operating time obtained from overcurrent curve. Operating time obtained from overcurrent curve. Okay, this is about the time multiplier setting. So there are 4 things which are important. What are those parameters? One is the pickup current. I'll explain these diagrams. First you listen. One is the 4 parameters for any overcurrent relay is pickup current. Next one is current setting. Third one is plug setting multiplier. The fourth one is time multiplier setting. So all this is important. Now you can see one overcurrent relay. If you can carefully observe here, this is the plug setting bridge. You can see this is the plug setting bridge. Here a slider is there. 1, 1.2, 1.3, 2, 2.4, 3, 4. Either this can be directly current setting or plug setting, whatever you call it. Okay. The other one, there is one more dial here if you can observe. This is the time setting dial. Which you can change the TMS value. Okay. This is a knob that tells you whether relay is, if it is white, the relay is operating condition. If this knob falls, if it becomes red, that means there will be red indication that the relay is tripped. So like this, the electromechanical relays will be like this. Nowadays, these are very rare. You go for numerical relays, everything will have digital display. So the characteristic curve of overcurrent relay, the characteristic curve of overcurrent relay is the curve between operating time versus PSM. Actually, if you practically think, it should be a curve between what? operating time, how much time it will take to operate, operating time versus current. But instead of current, we have Y, PSM. Why? Because current range is very high. From 1 time full load current to 10 times full load current. Suppose full load current is 100 ampere. So the range is from 0 to 1000. And operating time range is very small. You cannot have 0 to 1000 seconds. Then things will burn. So you cannot have a linear scale between X and Y axis because one parameter range is very big. One parameter range is very small. That's why we use logarithmic scale. So instead of using logarithmic scale, full load current means PSM equal to 1, pickup current equal to PSM 1. So to reduce that range of the operating current, we convert the operating current into plug setting multiplier. So x-axis is plug setting multiplier, y-axis is operating time in seconds. Operating time in seconds. For example, for a particular fault at a particular location, if your PSM value is 10, then your operating time is how much from the curve? 3 seconds. For PSM is equals to 10, your operating time from the curve is how much? 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Similarly, you can see if your PSM from the curve is 2, then your operating time is approximately how much? It is coming to 2 seconds. So like this, if you know the PSM value, you can directly obtain the operating time from the curve. Okay. To get the actual operating time of the relay, whatever the operating time you have obtained from the curve, that you have to multiply with the TMS value. So actual operating time is obtained by operating time obtained from the curve, this curve, into TMS setting. TMS setting. That is the concept. That is the concept. Okay. So these are the characteristics of the overcurrent relay. It can be directional, non-directional, negative sequence relay, everything. For any overcurrent relay, these parameters are same. All parameters are same. One is the current setting, fault current level. So to calculate the relay operating time, you require all these 5 parameters. Overcurrent relay, let us say, this is the relay. And suppose here the CT ratio is 500/5. My fault current is 3750 ampere, and TMS value is 0.5. Current setting is 125%. So now what is my question? What is the actual operating time of the relay? What is the actual operating time of relay? Relay R. Okay, that is the question. So first, what you need to get, you should know what is fault current. What is the fault current? Here, what is the fault current that is in the main line? 3750 is my fault current. Okay. Then what is the fault current flowing through the relay? What is the fault current flowing through the relay?
37.5.
37.5 is my fault current through the relay. Okay. So now you know fault current through the relay, and next is you have to get the pickup value. Fault current through relay is how much? 37.5, which is obtained by actual fault current divided by CT ratio. There is no big deal in that. So this is 3750 divided by what is CT ratio? 500/5, which is 37.5 ampere. Now what is my relay pickup current? Relay pickup current is how much? So current setting is 125% of what is rated secondary CT current 5 ampere. 125% of 5 ampere. How much will be this relay pickup current? 6.25 ampere. Am I right? 6.25 ampere. Okay. Now calculate my plug setting multiplier. What is my plug setting multiplier? 37.5 divided by 6.25. This is my plug setting multiplier. Can anybody tell this value?
Six.
This value is how much?
6.
6. Okay, I got my plug setting multiplier. So I'll go to the curve. So for 6, what is my operating? What is my operating time for the curve for a PSM equal to 6?
4.1.
Let us take 4. Let us make our life easy. Let us take it is 4. So from curve, my operating time is how much? 4 seconds. Okay. So from curve I got 4 seconds. But now what is the actual operating time? T actual equal to operating time obtained from curve multiplied by TMS setting. So what? This is 4 into TMS setting is 0.5. So many seconds, that is 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
2 seconds. So this is the actual operating time of the relay for this fault. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So again I am telling you the sequence. First you have to determine the actual fault current in the primary. So from the actual fault current in the primary, by using CT ratio, obtain the fault current in the secondary. Fault current in the secondary you have to obtain. The third thing you have to obtain is the pickup current of the relay. Okay. So from fault current through the relay and pickup current of the relay, you obtain plug setting multiplier. From plug setting multiplier, go to the operating characteristics and obtain the operating time. So this operating time is according to the curve. After obtaining the operating time from the curve, again you have to multiply with the TMS setting. Understand? That is the sequence. Sir, if no TMS is given, take TMS value as 1. Understand? That is the point. If you can understand this problem, you can solve any question in the core current relays.